If a man is emotionally entangled with his mother, it is likely to mean that during his younger years, his mother used him to fulfill her needs, or some of her needs. And of course, this is what will continue to take place now that he is an adult. And one way of looking at this would be to say that this could show that his father was not around, or if his father was around, he wasn't emotionally available. So she had to end up using her son as a surrogate spouse. And of course, this could play a part. But even if this was the case, and his father wasn't around, it could be asked, why would she use her son in this way? Of course, he is a boy. He would have been a boy, he wouldn't have been an adult, and he would have been her son, and he would have needed her attunement and her to be there for him, so that he could go through the developmental stages, develop a sense of self, and to gradually live his own life. And the reason why she would have used her son in this way, and even ended up in a position perhaps where her partner was either not there or he wasn't available, is because she feels ashamed of her own needs. And just like what took place with her son, she may have had a very similar experience very early on. So she may have been brought up by at least one caregiver who used her to fulfill her needs. And so history will have repeated itself with her son. And most likely her parents also used in the same way. So it goes down and down and down until someone draws the line. But through having to fulfill at least one of her caregiver's needs, she would have ended up feeling ashamed of her own needs, and as the needs are part of herself, ashamed of herself. And not only would she have ended up feeling ashamed of her needs, she will have also come to associate, most likely, closeness with being smothered. And this is because through her caregiver lacking the right attunement, they were probably shut down. They would have most likely got too close or not given her enough attention. And so she would have felt smothered and then shut down. And this could have then been why she ended up, if she did, with a man who wasn't emotionally available, because she was not available herself. And so, through feeling ashamed of her needs, her son will have naturally, out of the need to please her, would have just done his best to fulfill her needs. And she wouldn't have had to worry about being there for her son, or her son smothering her, because she would have been in control. So this then would have been a way for her to meet some of her unmet childhood needs and some of her adult needs, and she could do this without feeling ashamed. And so the foundations will have been laid very early on as to why she used her son in this way, and why she may have ended up with a man who either wasn't there or couldn't emotionally be there for her. And what this shows is how important it is for someone to feel comfortable with their own needs, because if they don't, they can end up using other people, their children. And of course this is something that takes place usually unconsciously. It's probably highly unlikely that his mother was consciously aware of what she was doing. But as she obviously didn't resolve her own wounds that went back to her childhood years, she replayed the past. And so, if you can relate to this and you are enmeshed to your mother through resolving your wounds and taking responsibility for what happened, you will be drawing the line. And so if you can relate to this, you may need to reach out for external support. Could be from a therapist or a healer, but through changing yourself, you will play a part in changing the world.